Hey guys, this is Josh and welcome back to this brand new video, and it's pretty much new, and it's been a while since I never uploaded, a long time in a race since the trailer of NASCAR 21 Addictions. I was going to try to upload it, but it didn't go as planned. But I will think of it, and I'll try to live stream any moment of this one, so you get the live reactions of me and the gameplay, so yeah. But this one is the F1 2022 predictions. Now, I know a lot of content has actually had the predictions for 2020, 2021, whatever, but I've seen one of them has actually gone for the 2022 predictions. So I'm going to go for my predictions that I want to go for this one. I'm going to go for the 3 boldest predictions and 1 driver improvement of the season. So I'm going to go for, we're going to start with 3 bold predictions this one now. So we all know 2022 with the new car that's going to be new for this one with some driver changes. We're seeing some returnings, and we're seeing some paid drivers joining Formula One. So I'm thinking this one now, why not go for the bold predictions for the first 3, this one, and then the driver improvements, and then we're going to go for the constructors and drivers. And if that's not what I want for this one, and it's not my problem, because it just goes through how many good drivers are there for this one. But anyway, 3 bold predictions. Now, I want to say for this one now, because I really feel bad for this one now, because Charles Leclerc has got the pole, but he has never won a race. He did not finish this one. He normally gets the DNF every single race already through 2018 to 2021, except 2020, because there was no Monaco Grand Prix in 2020. So I want Charles Leclerc to win the Monaco Grand Prix and just be ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Maybe if that works already for this one, maybe Ferrari will get improvements for this one. So I want Charles Leclerc to win over Lewis Hamilton in the Monaco Grand Prix. And maybe the Monegasque driver could get the first Monaco win in his home Grand Prix for this one. Maybe that works already. So I want that as a bold prediction. The other bold prediction for this one, I want Yuki Sonona to be on the podium at the Japanese Grand Prix. If that doesn't happen, I don't know what is, because I want Yuki Tsunoda to be on the podium. He's only done a little bit worse in that first half, but then the second half he starts to improve a bit. But I want Yuki Tsunoda to be on the podium, especially the 4th position in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. That one just shocked my mind already. He was so close to get his first podium in Formula One. Even if that wasn't the lap cars who just stayed behind the 2 championship contenders, which is Hamilton and Verstappen, I feel like all the lap cars were allowed to go through this one. So I don't know that was this one. But I want Yuki Tsunoda to be on the podium in front of all the Japanese crowds this one. I want that to happen. And the final bold predictions, that is Lance Stroll on the podium if there's a Canadian Grand Prix. I want Lance Stroll to be on the podium for the Canadian Grand Prix. If that wasn't, then I don't know what is, because I've seen Lance Stroll score. He scored some podiums in Azerbaijan 2017, scored some podiums in 2 same years already, which is Italy in Monza and Bahrain, which is also known as the outer layout Sakir Grand Prix. So I want Lance Stroll to be on the podium. If not, maybe the race win. I don't know, because I think this is more interesting than what I'm noticing already, because Lance Stroll through his entire career has been like downright for this one, even though when he joined Formula One, he wasn't even ready. Especially when he scored his first point in Formula One in front of the Canadian fans. That one was alright with the way I noticed off this one. But I think that was a bad idea for someone. If Lance Stroll didn't get a podium for this one in the Canadian Grand Prix, then I don't know what else Lance Stroll gonna be. Now, for the driver improvements, I want to say probably the most improving drivers of what I'm hearing for this one now, because I mean, if I look back already for this one, I think I've seen like so many drivers already just scoring points already for this one. But the most driver improvements already for this one, I want to say Sebastian Vettel, because he will get like a few top fives, but more top tens already, and score more points already. Maybe getting on a podium, because last season he got a podium with Aston Martin to join in with Sergio Perez and Pierre Gasly. And fun fact for this one now, back in Azerbaijan, Sergio Perez was in the Red Bull and he got his win. But joining on the podium was the two ex-Red Bull drivers, which is Sebastian Vettel and Pierre Gasly, were on the podium as well. But the most driver improvements for this season, 2022, it has to be Sebastian Vettel, because he will get some few top fives, but more top tens, and a podium finish, maybe even a race win. We don't know. Maybe the Aston Martin will try to improve everything for this one, and maybe he will carry Aston Martin to the top 6. If not, maybe the top 5. I think Sebastian will take care of anything for this one, especially with the Aston Martin team. Especially, he had a rough time already for this one. Now, we'll move on to the Constructors. Now, I gotta notice already for this one. If I want one of them to score points already for this one now, but the person who is going to be in last place already has to be Haas F1 team. I think they will get some points of it midway through the seasons. I think they will. But I think Mick Schumacher will be the only one who will score points already, because I think Nikita will try to score some points this one, but even though with the talents and the lack of speed that he had already has not made me think of he will get a top 10 finish, but he will get outside the top 10 finish for this one. But all in all, I mean, Haas wants to get another improvements for this one, so I think that will happen. This one, number 9 for the Constructors, I want to go with Williams, because I think Alfa Romeo will be 8th already. Because hear me out. Williams will score some points with Alex Albon and Nicholas Latifi, 2 teammates from Dams. I think Alex Albon will carry Williams to the points this one. And the reason I said Aston Martin, because Bottas will have to do everything for this one to score some points. Now, I know for a fact already this is pretty bad already for this one, but hear me out for this one now. Bottas can do everything for Alfa Romeo, especially with Guan Yu Zhou as your teammate. But Bottas, on the other hand, he's been through everything already to score some points in the Williams, score some points, plus a victory in the Mercedes. But will he do it in the Alfa Romeo? I think he will. Maybe the top 10 finishes already. Even like more than like 10 top 10 finishes. Maybe that will help for Bottas. This one. But maybe Guan Yu Zhou will try to get some points. If so, yeah. Maybe Bottas will have to do everything for this one. Especially Kimi Raikkonen, when he has his new teammate, Antonio Giovinazzi. Kimi has to do everything for this one, and Antonio scores some points for this one, which is very, very good. But even though they need to get more points out of this one now, even in 2021, they get less points, but Bottas will have to do everything for this one to score some bigger points than 2021 and 2020. So 2022, Bottas will be the only one already to be scoring points. Maybe Guan Yu Zhou will score some points too. Now, in 7th place, now I want to say this one now because this is a bit of a good way for this one now, but even more battlers for the race itself. This one, but I want to say Aston Martin in 7th. Because maybe Stroll will get some less points and Vettel will have to broad his way up this one. If not, maybe 6th this one, but I have to stick with 7th already. If I'm wrong, then 6th for Aston Martin. I'm so bad for this one. Maybe the predictions that I just said for this one was absolutely terrible for that. But I think Aston Martin will try his best already and they'll be 7th place for this one. 6th place, I want to say Alpine. Now, hear me out for this one now. I think Alpine had a good team format, but the form of this one, because of the veteran Fernando Alonso has, I think he will try to score some points this one. Maybe so for this one, because I think Alpine can do extremely well, and I think that will be extremely good for this one. So, yeah, very good for this one now. All right, so in 5th place, it is AlphaTauri. Now, I want to say AlphaTauri because, hear me out. Yuki plus Pierre, Pierre was a very good driver, especially the incredible season that he had already. He has more top 10 finishes that he had already through his entire career. But Yuki, on the other hand, will try to score some points already even more than Pierre Gasly. I think he will. But even though AlphaTauri can do a podium plus maybe a race win, I don't know, either two for this one. Maybe either ones could get a podium, either ones could get a race win. Maybe that will be great, this one. So I want AlphaTauri in P5, so let's just hope this one goes well for this one. Okay, in 4th place, I think this might be a bit controversial, but I want to go for, I want to say McLaren. Now, to all the McLaren fans out there for this one, I literally had to say McLaren in 4th for this one because I think for another thing for that one, because they may get some technical forms will drop down for this one because I think McLaren will try their best rate, but the form already will drop down, especially with trying to get the race win or a podium finishes. Maybe the form will drop down. So I don't think McLaren will get the top 3. So maybe 4th, I don't know. In 3rd place, I want to say Red Bull. Maybe because I want to say Red Bull because with those cars ready for this one now, and I think Red Bull will get a struggle. And even though with the number 1 car, I think Red Bull will try their luck and maybe trying to go for the race win. Because with Max Verstappen there for this one, Sergio Perez was there. Maybe for that one, Red Bull will do absolutely incredible job in 2021, but I think 2022 will be more struggle than 2021 because they don't have any struggles at all with Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez. So I think 3rd place will be good enough for Red Bull. In 2nd place, in the Constructors, I have to say Ferrari. Now, hear me out. They will get a race win. Charles could get a race win. Carlos could get a race win because 2 of them are the best drivers from Ferrari. Now, I want to say that will be great, but the form are ready for this one to try to battle with Mercedes and Red Bull will try their best. But I want Ferrari to go for it, not pushing a bit too much because they don't want to push it a bit harder for this one, so they don't want to lose out to make a bad run for the struggle seasons this one back in 2020. I feel like 2020 for Ferrari has been the worst seasons ever because they're not doing great in 2020. Maybe 2021 they brought it back already after being so struggle in 2020. Maybe 2022, maybe they brought it back already with the race wins, and so this one. And in 1st place already, it's Mercedes. Why not? Why not have 9th Constructors Championships in a row? Why not have those already? And that would be great for this one because I think with a drivers of George Russell and Lewis Hamilton, maybe that will work well, this one, because I think George Russell will get a win, Lewis Hamilton will get a win, plus more podiums than George Russell. Maybe Lewis Hamilton will go for his 8th championship. If not, maybe George Russell to make a run for this championship. Right, on to the drivers for this one. Now, this is quite hard one to rate for this one now, but I want to go for a bit of a good chance to rate this one, but maybe not to go for this one. But in 20th place, Nikita Mazepin. I don't think he will score points this one, so that's all I notice of for that. So, yeah, tough luck for that. In 20th place, I want to say Mick Schumacher. Now, Mick Schumacher, I think he will have a good season. Maybe he will get some points for a Haas F1 team. But maybe because of the form that he had already with Haas already for this one, maybe he will try to score some points this one. And mainly so, we'll try to go for this one now. In 18th place, I want to say Nicholas Latifi because I think he will get less points than Guan Yu Zhou. And I want to say Guan Yu Zhou in 17th because I feel like Latifi will try to score some points this one, but mainly he will get less points than Guan Yu Zhou for this one. If I'm wrong for this one, then I'm so sorry for this one. Because if Guan Yu Zhou gets less points than Nicholas Latifi, then I don't know what I'm going to do for this one now. So I want Guan Yu Zhou in 17th, Nicholas Latifi in 18th, mainly because of the points for the paid drivers. In 16th place, I want to say Alex Albon. I think Alex can score some points for this one because I feel like he's got the form, and I feel like he will score some points for Williams. I felt like this could be a good chance for him to try to score some points this one. Maybe he will. He will. Maybe not. I don't know. Because Alex Albon, I think he's a very good driver. Let's just be fair, son. He's a really, really good driver, and I want him to score some points this one. 15th place, I want to say Valtteri Bottas. Because I think the form will be his, but with the team itself, I think Bottas will get struggles. Now, the reason I said he will be the most improvements rate because I think he will score points a lot for this one, and because he will get them already for this one. But I think Bottas will have to do it extremely well for this one now, and all this worth already for this one. I think Bottas will do everything for that one, so hopefully that will. This one. Now, for this one, Lance Stroll will be 14th. Now, hear me out for this one. I think Lance will get a form for this one now, but I don't think he will get the better form than Sebastian Vettel because in 2021 he had a struggle with the Aston Martin for this one, especially Sebastian Vettel gets a podium. That's a very good job for him for this one, but I don't think Lance Stroll could do better this one, so I don't think he will do well for this one, but I think he will score some points, not a podium, but now I said in the bold predictions, I said Lance Stroll will get the podium in the Canadian Grand Prix. If not, then I don't know what is this one, but I don't think Lance Stroll has a good form, but mainly so, I don't think he will for this one. In 13th, I want to say Yuki Tsunoda. Now, Yuki, he's a very good driver, and I think he will get a podium one day. That would be very, very good for this one now. But I think he will get a better form. He will get a better form, but I think Yuki Tsunoda will do better for this one. So I'm pretty sure he will do well for that. He will do well. I think he may. Let's just hope that it will be for this one. Now, this is a big one for this one. Now, if you know me for this one now, in 12th place, Sebastian Vettel. Because why not? I think for him personally, he will do better for this one. Maybe he will carry Aston Martin to the good points this one. So he will get less top 5s, more top 10s, maybe a podium for this one. Maybe he will do that already. Maybe if it was this one now, he will get +1 for this one. So I think Sebastian Vettel will get a lot of points already, but I don't think he'll get lower points than the two Alpines. Will be literally behind this one. But Alpine will be ahead of Sebastian Vettel because of the form that he will be for this one now. So, in 11th place, I hate to say this already for this one, but Fernando Alonso, 11th. Now, hear me out. Fernando can do well, mainly because of the points that he will get for this one now, but he will do the team play that he will be for this one in the sequel future, and for him already, he will help Ocon to get more than one win, mainly a bit of the podium for this one. Maybe Ocon will do well. I think Ocon will do well. If so, for this one, because I think Ocon deserves everything for this one. I think Ocon deserves everything. Fernando, on the other hand, I think he will do the team play and let Ocon get another podium or a race win. I think he will do the team play for this one to help his teammate get a few points already to get rid of Aston Martin for this one. Now, 10th place, Ocon, like I just said before this, he will do well for this one now, but Alonso will do the team play for this one. So I want him to be 10th, 9th place. Now, this is a bit controversial, but I hate to say this already for this one now. And I want to know for this one now, what on earth am I just said for this one now? Now, let me just say this one now. Daniel Ricciardo, 9th. Now, hear me out for this one now. I think Ricardo will get a form, but I don't think he will be good enough already compared to his teammate Lando Norris, because I know Lando, he done incredibly good job already in the first half of the seasons. Then the second half of the seasons, he starts to get some struggles because of the McLaren performance has dropped down, mainly of the performance that he will for this one. But I think Daniel Ricciardo will get 9th and Pierre Gasly will get 8th. Now, I want Gasly to go and not push to the limit for this one, because I don't want Gasly to push to the limit so he wants to drive for Red Bull for next season. Now, the reason I said next season, maybe 2023, will be his year and start to get a good form for Pierre Gasly. Now, I want Gasly to get a good form for AlphaTauri. So I want 8th for Gasly, because I think he will get a podium more than once. I know I said once already. I think like he will get double more for that and get 2 podiums in that season for this one. I mean, you only had one in 2019, 2020, and 2021 in their separate years. This one, because I think Gasly will do well. I think Gasly will do well mainly because the last season for him already, he finished 9th. Gasly, he's doing incredible good job already, but I want him to improve him to the good spot already, which is where I want him to be for this one, which is 8th. In 7th place, it's a bit controversial for this one, but Lando Norris in 7th place. I think McLaren will drop the form for this one, because I don't think they will actually try their best this one now. But I think McLaren will try their best already for this one, but if the forms will still drop down already, then that's tough luck already. Maybe the AlphaTauri will come back up already and took McLaren to another level for some and brought AlphaTauri to 4th place in Constructors. But I prefer McLaren will be 4th, AlphaTauri will be 5th. But even so for this one now, Gasly will be the only one for this one. But Lando, I think the form will be there for this one, but it's not technically his for this one now, because I think he will try his best rate, but it won't. This one. So, 6th place, I really want to say for this one now, but Sergio Perez will be 6th place already. Now, I like Sergio Perez. He's a very good driver. He's a very cool driver to be as a Mexican for that. But is he worthy of like getting a race win for this one? I mean, he did the team play by letting Max Verstappen to win the championship in 2021. But is he trying to get a good form and let Sergio Perez to get his form dropped and let his teammate to go to make a run for a second championship? I think that will never happen already for some. Maybe the form will drop down for Checo, and that's so. All right. Unfortunately, it's a new day. Plus, yesterday was Christmas Day, and I need to spend some time with my family. And right now, we're going to go for the final 5 predictions for the driver standings. We'll go to the top 5 this one now, because this one is going to be interesting. So number 5, and I gotta have to say this one now, and I really want to go for this one now, but Charles Leclerc in 5th place. I think he will do well for this one. Maybe he will get 1 race win and probably do a team play for Carlos Sainz, and maybe he will try to make a run for the championship. Maybe he will give it a shot already, but I'm just saying he could be good for that. So he will do the team play for Carlos, and he will do well for this one. But that's why I put Charles Leclerc in 5th place. Maybe he's not ready for the championship run. So I'm just saying for this one now. I'm just saying. So 4th place, and I'm going to say this one now, but George Russell in 4th place. Now, hear me out this one now. I think he will get a good form, but the lack of pace ready that he will get ready, plus he will get some points, plus the race wins, but all the mechanical failures that he will have ready. But I think Mercedes wanted Lewis Hamilton to get like a good form, so he will try to win his 8th championship. But I think George, on the bright side for that, I think he will do really well for this one. But I think he's going to try his best and try his luck. But I think George is not even like competitor what it was already compared to like Lewis Hamilton, because I think Lewis Hamilton was trying to make a run for his 8th championship. Okay, now for the top 3 for this one now. In 3rd place, it has to be Max Verstappen. Now, I know there was a lot of Dutch fans was watching my channel, and I'm sorry for this one, but hear me out. I feel like Max Verstappen will try to get some good forms, but I think the form will drop down with the new car. But I think with the regulation changes, I think Red Bull will start to get some struggles, and probably Max Verstappen will try to get like 3 or 4 wins. That will be good for this one, because I know he got like 10 wins and I think 10 poles. That's very good for this one, but he will get pole. He will get a like 3 or 4 race wins. That will be good for Max Verstappen, but I don't think he will try to make a run for the championship. Maybe next year he will. Well, we don't know, because I'm pretty sure Max Verstappen is worthy of a championship shot, but he's not even close enough for this one. Now for the top 2 is between Lewis Hamilton and Carlos Sainz. Now, who's more worthy of winning that championship other than all those drivers that I've predicted this one? So I feel like Lewis Hamilton will be 2nd and Carlos Sainz will win the championship. Now, hear me out this one now. I think Lewis will try to get some good runs, but he will try this one. And for the form already for this one, he will try to get a form and get a good chance for a fight to win his 8th championship. But I think the mechanical failure will be coming up very, very soon for the Mercedes. They didn't have the mechanical failures other than like the retirement from Hamilton. It got taken out by Max Verstappen. It wasn't Max's fault already, because when he gave Max no space already, mounted the curbs, went onto like Lewis Hamilton, and Max got a penalty for this one. But I think Lewis would try to get a good run for the championship, but I don't think he's going to be trying to push it too much. If he pushes too much, then mechanical failures will happen. But I feel like this is not what it was supposed to be for some. But now, Carlos Sainz, I think he will make a run for the championship. Why? Because the form that he get ready, and he got like a podium for this one, and in a Ferrari. He's doing the Fernando Alonso bit for so he's trying to get the race win, but he will try to make a good run for the championship. So if you're like Sebastian Vettel and Fernando Alonso rivalry guys, then you probably know for this one, this could be Lewis Hamilton versus Carlos Sainz for the championship. I think Carlos Sainz will try and make a run for this championship. I think that will be a great prediction for this one now. So let me know what you think already for this one now. If you guys disagree for this one now, feel free to like dislike this one, or just comment to and say like bullshit. That is not true. I don't think Carlos Sainz will try to make a run for this championship, but trust me, he will try to make a run for this championship. He will try and make a run for this championship. It's just like Alan Kawicki, when he was trying to make a run for this championship, he already did, and beat Bill Elliott by only like 10 points, because like Alan Kawicki's got more laps led than Bill Elliott. Then I think it will for this one. But I think Carlos Sainz is a worthy of a championship shot. I think he will do it. Let me know what you think for this one now. Let me know what you think of your 3 bold predictions and your driver improvements. I know for some reasons that many of you will be disagreeing from my bold predictions, or some of you may disagree from my driver improvements. For for driver improvements for this one. But I think that will be a crazier ones already. But I think that will work. If my predictions was correct, I think it will work already. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. And maybe in like few months already for this one, I will rewatch it and hear my predictions for F1 2022, and take a look at the standings and see what they were, or where they were. Thank you. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time for the brand new video of some more F1 2022 predictions. But next month, or not next month, but few months' times, review, and we'll react to it. So, peace guys, and have a great new year.